Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Before we went to the break, we were discussing the flooding that took place in Maiduguri based on the fact that the dam overflowed and the dam collapsed, and the fact that there's been over 70% of the land mass of Maiduguri has been submerged right now. So they're setting up camps, and everybody has given their opinion. I really loved what Ramatu said concerning food, because we understand that before even the flood, there was food crisis in the country, high cost of food, inflation, and all of that. So it's obvious that with this added to it, there would be more difficulty concerning food, and we would like to have hear what the government is saying concerning food. But we have with us on the phone right now Honorable Ahmed Satomi. Is the Borno federal lawmaker. His constituency is Jere Federal Constituency, and is the most affected constituency within this flooding. He was with the Vice President yesterday and is currently at one of the IDPs, the camps, and we're going to be hearing from him. Honorable, please, we'd like to ask you, what is the situation of things on ground based on what you have seen so far?
Thank you very much. Thank you, listeners. Right now, at the one of the IDP camps, precisely Bakassi, we are a lot of displaced people from different locations within Jere Federal Constituency and Maiduguri Metropolitan are taking their refuge. The situation as of yesterday was so bad, so pathetic. If I turn my camera, you will see how people are struggling within and outside the camp to even locate their loved ones. It's not an issue of what they will eat, no, because it happens during the night. Everybody is running for his life.
Okay, sir.
But the situation is camp. Yes.
Okay,
Hello?
this dam.
Hello.
Hello, sir. I can hear you.
Yes.
Yeah. So this dam was, made full, according to the reports that we're seeing, to the by the unusually high rains that started. And we had warnings before. What preparations were made, or were preparations made really for the overflooding of the dam at all? Talk less of the damage of the dam. And how bad is the damage? I mean, is it a crack in the wall? Is it that the water overflowed?
It's not a crack, actually. The dam is is the only dam. The dam is the only dam that is providing. It's like somebody is talking at the background.
Okay. No, go ahead. Just continue. We can hear you, sir.
Hello?
We can hear you, sir.
Okay. The dam is actually, the dam is another dam. One of the dam helping support, one of the dam that providing potable water and irrigation facility is situated in Alau, which is one of the wards in Jere local government. The dam is designed to 15 million liters per minute capacity, which gets its water from different sources, right from the Lagda Dam in Cameroon, linked to River Benue, from River Benue to Kiru Dam, formerly River Gongola, which will pass through Numan. Then it will now drive down to Dadinkowa Dam in Gwange. From there, then it will fall to the River Ngada, which is called Dingadabul, and then there it will receive its recharge. So we were told that the Cameroonian have opened the Lagda Dam all the way from Cameroon. So in anticipation of that, 30 years back, one of the spillways of the dam was broken, and it was not being repaired since then. 30 years. 30 years. This is one of the negligence, which means it has affected the spillway gate. It has 2 spillway gates and 8 gates. So when the dam started exhibiting a threat, the dam is in the custody of the Chad Basin Development Authority. So I think the Chad Basin people opened all the doors, and then from there, instead of government to fix in one of the spill gates, it was not done. They did what we call in engineering a copper dam. So the water breaks the copper dam and then follow another channel back to the stream. So this shows that there is no spillway gate, and then it's created its own way. Then it moves very fast from unconfirmed source about 40 kilometers per minute. That's how the water is running. So and then from the perpendicular distance, and the source of Rivangada is also coming. So at the confluence, this is where the crisis happened. So the Ngada is trying to enter into the river, while also the Alau water is also running towards the Jerebon. So this makes it to overflow, and there's so much all the areas within 70% of Maiduguri comprises of about 50% of the entire Jerebon. So far, a lot of IDPs are, in different camps. And as I'm speaking to you now, yes, the water is coming down bit by bit, small by small, but it's still devastating. No one can say the level of damage caused to the residents of Maiduguri, Jere, and other environment, apart from unconfirmed number of lives, because everybody is now that people are started looking for where is number Mr. A, where is Mr. B. So this was actually the situation as I'm speaking to you.
Okay, so this flood now, they said it affected one of the general hospitals there. So have you been able to evacuate all the patients that are there? Have they been evacuated as well? And if they were, where did they take them to?
It's not general hospital per se. It's the teaching hospital. It's the teaching hospital. Yes. The University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital and the State Specialist Hospital, all were affected.
Okay. When you mentioned when you were explaining earlier that the river was the Cameroon own had been released. When was the Cameroon water released, and when did the impact hit Maiduguri?
And let me just add to that is when
the Cameroonian water was released, I think 2 months back.
Okay.
And then from there, I think there was information that the Lagda Dam was open. So definitely we know that it will straight recharge into the River Benue. Then from the River Benue, it will now recharge back to Kiri Dam in Adamawa, then which passes through Numan, as I said, formerly Gongola. But the Zambisa forest has a lot of tributaries that gives water to the River Ngada. So the Alau Dam and the River Ngada met within the town. This is where the confluence starts. So the confluence point at the River Ngada is at the center of Maiduguri. So the Alau Dam's water comes with a high speed of about 40 kilometers per minute, 40 kilometers per hour. So this shows that the Ngadabul cannot penetrate that water into the mainstream. So a confluence will commence. Definitely, it will. That's why within shortest possible period of a time, there wasn't so much. But you can see how people are even struggling to get in pure water at my back, and then a lot of it in the camp. But as of now, the situation is so pathetic as you are seeing now, right now.
Yes, let's talking about the people. I was just talking about the people. Are there I see that they're struggling for water, but I'm just thinking, especially also for children, mothers, pregnant women. I don't know how many of those ones that you have seen. Some may not be so able-bodied as the ones we are seeing behind you right now. Is there any special arrangement that's made for this most vulnerable group of victims right now?
Yeah, there are a lot of arrangements. The state government is on ground. All the federal agencies for intervention is on ground. But if you look at the entire situation, the situation is like, if you want to open a camp, you need to be prepared. This that came up unprepared. It's just barely 24 hours. Yeah. So the registration process is ongoing. The NFIU have been shared yesterday night. And then the water provisions, but the water they are struggling is for the common sachet water, as I'm talking to you. But mainly, some of the unorganized camps have a lot of issues because the organizational structure, this is something that, like myself, who happens to be one-time SMA chairman, knows that how camp management, camp coordination looks like. So within 24 hours, it will not going to be easy for everyone to say that you will have an organized camp. But I'm assuring you, as the water drops, this situation will not take much longer, and I'm sure things will improve within the shortest possible period of time. By tomorrow, we'll have an organized camp. We are very mindful of the rainy season and a lot of airborne diseases that might come in. That's why we don't want that a congested situation come. We have dispersed them, segregate them into categories of families. But the government is advocating for people to take care of them within the domains that are safe. We are not encouraging them to stay in camp. Families and relatives are being encouraged to show love to one another, to call them to stay with them. But as I'm speaking now, the water is subsiding, and a lot of our people within the next 48 hours will return back to their domains. It's just that the government should be on alert to fumigate these houses, because I was told in one of the places the water has come with a lot of snake and reptiles, and things people are vulnerable, particularly a situation like this during rainy season. It's going to be prone to cholera and other waterborne diseases and communicable diseases.
Honorable Ahmed, let me just say that your constituency, they are blessed to have someone like you, because you have a good knowledge of what is on ground in your constituency. But if you were to sit as a judge, who would you say should be held liable for this? Who was negligent or laxing at duty? Because there should be a coordination, since you said the cause of this flood is from the Cameroon Dam. And we've never heard that the Cameroon Dam burst caused problem for Cameroon. It's always coming this way. Why is there no coordination between that dam opening and the dams in Nigeria so that we prepare and manage flooding here?
I think this is a situation that you cannot avert it. Why? Because I said is that you cannot determine the amount of rainfalls that will come. Some of the tributaries of the Ribangada is strictly determined by the amount of the heavy rainfall that is coming. So remember that the Ribangada, within Zambisa alone, it has over 100 streams channels that is recharging the Gadabul. So therefore, I think I agree there is a negligence in the side of the government, particularly the Chad Basin Development Authority could have been released the water and supposed to have such data in anticipation of such kind of flood, because there is a NIMET analysis that there are some states that this year will witness flood. It's obvious, and you are right, and I agree with you 100% that had it been they have fixed the spillway gate and then prepared the dam to receive such water and control it earlier on, definitely this thing will be abated. But there is nothing can be done at this time. Far better than what's supposed to be on ground, what we're doing now, sorry. So, but I agree with you that there are a lot needs to be done, because exactly 30 years, precisely 1994, September 13, similar incident has happened that is not half of this one. But this one is very dangerous, very devastating, that it has even so much the Emir's Palace close to the government house, taking over the entire GRA, half of the GRA side, the entire Monday market, and the entire Jere board. Even my farm alone, I have cultivated over 250 hectares of rice, nowhere to be found. But if you look at it entirely, I think you cannot ascertain the loss in agricultural sector. Looking at our people, because of the hardship, a lot of people, including women, went out to farm to get what they will eat. You know, the life is not easy, and the government has advocated a lot that it's only agriculture that will sustain our people. And our people have developed the resilience and went to farm. And this thing has happened now. But I'm assuring you, as a water engineer, this is something avoidable, if not negligence at the side of the authorities that are supposed to be in charge. But as a lawmaker, as a chairman of the national security, I have seen this thing, and I am who will not lay our hand, who will do a thorough investigation and find out lasting solution. That this is.
We're having a few network challenge. Yeah. Mariam, you have a...
Yes, you know, unfortunately, we're already in the situation, the emergency situation. But also, I just wanted to take a step back. You mentioned the Steelway Gate. You said it was broken about 30 years ago and nothing had been done in that period. Was there never a time that the Chad Basin Development Authority brought it up before Parliament, brought it up before the House, you know, as something to discuss and put as a front burner for the safety of the residents of Maiduguri? In the 30 years.
Hello?
Hello, Honorable. Did you hear my question?
Hello, are you with me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't hear you.
Okay, so
please.
Okay, so obviously there's a bit of lag between what she's saying and what you're saying. We'll take a break, and when we return, we'll continue with the conversation. Please stay with us. Be right back. Welcome back, and thanks for staying with us. We're still talking to Honorable Ahmed Satomi, who is a federal lawmaker, and his area is most affected by the flooding. Mariam had a question before we went on break.
Okay, so you had mentioned that the Steelway Gate and how that had collapsed even 30 years ago. But my question is, in the 30 years, was there never a time at the State House of Assembly, the Federal House of Assembly, that this was a point that was brought forward for legislators to look at and policymakers to look at? And, you know, you also haven't been an honorable member of the House of Assembly. Has there ever been a time that this was an issue that you brought forward? And how did the government, if you did, how did the government respond to this query, to this situation?
There was several legislation on that. There was several design on that. And even as I'm speaking to you, last year, maybe early this year, the Northeast Development Commission has awarded a contract for the renovation of this particular broken site of the Spillway Gate. So, but I told you there is a negligence on the side of the authorities in charge, but on the legislation side, I think there were several intervention made, and then the last one was the fixing of the Spillway Gate. But remember, the factors that will lead to overflow or overcharge include population, include dredging, and then cleaning of the, dredging and removing and clearing of the waterways, particularly of the dam. So all these factors has affected it. As I'm speaking to you, the dam and the entire tributaries, because the overflow and over discharge of the Alo Dam goes directly to the lake chart to recharge the lake chart too. So I think if the government wants to do and to avert this situation in future, it must revive the utilization of the Lake Chad Basin Development Authority so that this water and the dam will be utilized optimally, and then it will avert such kind of devastating situation. If you look at it, what I'm saying the other time, the other question you asked, I told you the Rivangada. Right now, I am in front of one of the tributaries of the Rivangada. If I turn my camera, you will see how the water is running. I'm on top of the bridge. I'm on top of one of the bridge. You can see the speed, how the water is running, and by the windward. And this is one that will go and recharge the entire Alao axis. And look at the speed as it's going on top of the bridge. So I think this is not something that you can ascertain with just mere intervention like this. It's something that requires a holistic intervention from the federal government side. And that's why I said that we must to come up with a holistic design of the entire watershed, tributaries, and the recharging dam to improve the coordination. So for over 30 years, this thing has been abundant. And you know, in Nigeria, we have a culture of once something has happened, and then and then attribute it to prayers and God, and that is the end. But I don't pray this thing to happen this way.
We have one more
So
question.
have you recorded any deaths so far?
Do we know?
Has there been fatalities?
Yes, you can ask the question.
Yes, I said any deaths so far. Have you recorded any?
Hello?
Has there been any loss of lives on record?
Can you go repeat your question, please?
Has there been any loss of life recorded?
Nobody will tell you the exact casualties so far, because it has cut across everyone's else is on the right side of the town and on the left side of the town, and it's divided by the 4 bridge. All the 4 bridge is being so much that no one will say from yesterday has moved to the other side to find out what is the exact cause. The UMTH, who has about 2,000 bed capacity hospital, is also being affected. So you cannot ascertain what is the level. This thing happens midnight, everybody is running helter-skelter. It's now that people are calling, asking whereabouts of their loved ones, children and kids. So I think for now, on my own part, I don't have any number of casualties. But there are a lot of missing people that you would know either they are in Camp A, Camp B, or are staying with their relatives. Children have moved away, and then no one will tell you that. But I'm sure maybe from now to evening, and then we will start gathering such reports, because the water level is gradually coming down. Even me, as I'm moving to one of the start location that I was told the military have provided a boat now, all the way from Baga Lake Chat, that want to move to the other part of the town where a lot of staffed people in schools, in upstairs. Some sleep on top of the flyovers of the bridge, more than 10,000. So nobody access them. So it's now that we are working to go on a rescue mission to, bring them, but some manage to use ropes, and then everybody is very dangerous, because the Maiduguri town is being dissected into 2 and by the bridge, and all the 3 or 4 bridges have been so much and is closed that is not motorable, because it's about 4 meters above sea level. Yes.
Okay, Honorable, I wanted to ask about the governor. I want to find out from you what the governor is doing, especially to deal with the food challenge and the health challenge that we know will occur after the magnitude of flooding that we've seen. Is there any conversation with the governors of other states close to?
He is the last person I left yesterday, 2 a.m. And then he's the first person I met this morning, 5:30 a.m. He has set up a committee. He has set up a camp coordination, camp management committee headed by all of us, shared ourselves into different teams. And then we have taken inventories of all the refugees, displaced people that slept there in the camps. This morning, communal cooking is going on. We have shared 10,000 naira for every lactating mothers, and then the family household, for them to start getting their basic soaps and then basic needs. But the unfortunate situation we are witnessing now is that the market is entirely affected. So the shops nearby is overstretched. Even
Honorable, that was my question, sir. Because, sir, please let me just, because the thing is, they can't get help from a flooded area. So the help would have to come from outside the flooded area, which would mean there must be intervention.
Even if you have the outside the flooded area, you cannot cross to the other side. And Maiduguri is somehow strategically located that the other flooded area is not linked to any state or any working local government. From that place, the other part is Cameroon, Chad, Mafa, Dikwa, where all of them are really displaced people. So that's why the military have tried now, they brought in the boats, and they have some of their trucks that we have to give kudos to the military. They have deployed all their facilities of
Well
such
done.
situation, and they are making the proper intervention.
Okay.
But I'm speaking to you right now. What is important is that we want to quickly come up with a food ration where all the development partners on ground from WFP and other partners are in a meeting to see how they will start the intervention. But the good news is that the water is coming down. People are happy. Okay. They have seen the water level is coming down. Likely, maybe this evening they will go back. But even if they go back, they have nothing to see. Everything has been destroyed by the water. Yeah. But still, it's better than for them to stay in the camp. And mind you, that the entire situation prior to this flood, life is not easy for an common man today, because everything, inflation, as you said, it's over 40-something%.
Thank you so much.
But I think, yes, but the Borno State governor is on ground fully.
Okay. Thank you so much. And before we take one more,
he is prepared, but it's beyond the state government. Yes, it's beyond the state government. Definitely, we need a special intervention to cater for the needs of these people. Yes.
Okay. Before we take the next question, I wanted to announce again to our audience that we are now going to be going off TVC News because there's a special broadcast, the live event from the This Day Dome in Abuja. It is called the Expanded Management Retreat on the Vision, Role and Expectations from the National Orientation Agency for Optimum Impact. We will still continue our show on YouTube, on Star Times, on TVC Entertainment, Go TV channel, as well as on BSkyB for those in the UK. However, if you are currently watching us on TVC News, you would need to switch to another platform to be able to get us, which is TVC Entertainment, or join us online. All right, so Honorable Mariam has a question for you.
Okay, so we've also seen in the report that the Vice President was there. I would like to find out from you what you think his presence, you know, in Maiduguri right now is like. You know, how is it felt? How are people responding to his presence in Maiduguri at this
time? His presence has given our people a hope and life that the government is with them. He announced a 50 trucks donation from the Federal Ministry of Food Security and Agriculture. So also he came along with the Director General of the National Emergency Management Agency. So also the Refugee Commission was there. The Northeast Development Commission MD was there. So all the top management of all such intervention agencies are there, plus what the state government is doing. And he promised that he is coming on the directives of Mr. President for him to come and commiserate with the people of Borno State, including His Eminence, the Shehu of Borno, who stood firm and stayed inside the flooded house without going nowhere. All of us, our houses were submerged, but we are working in day and night, including churches and mosques. All places of worship are being submerged. Nobody is being left behind. So therefore, his presence will play a vital role. And then this is something that we need a different form of intervention. And His Eminence has clearly, categorically told Vice President that this time around we need an intervention that let this thing not repeat itself again.
Exactly.
As you asked the question, let's have a holistic end of the entire dam and the tributaries. And let's utilize this dam. This dam has a capacity to generate 50 megawatts electricity.
Instead of killing people.
Yes, this dam has a capacity to give 1 million jobs if the Lake Chad Basin Development Authority has been put into use. If the bond has been canalized, it will generate not less than $15 million revenue every year to the state and to the country if the canalization, because this is the water that is running for good 40 days without interruption at a speed range of 15 kilometers per hour to 40 kilometers per hour. So this is an investment that cannot be denied to the country, and we need a holistic intervention. This is an avenue and opportunity for the federal government to exploit all the resources in the Lake Chad Basin so that the country will earn more revenue. The organic fertilizer, if you used the Labia method of pond silting, you will generate nothing less than when you cultivate the 12,000 hectares in the Lake Chad region, will give you $40 million annually of organic fertilizer.
Honorable.
So this is a huge opportunity that without harnessing it, definitely we are prone to such kind of devastating situation. And as I'm speaking to you, I am scared because as one of my brother is missing, 4 of his wives were not being seen, his phone is not going. So if it happens to me, how many common people on ground that have no family relatives that have even such access and contact and opportunity that will be missing? So therefore, it's huge and it has affected the entire community of Jerebol, the agrarian community. The Zabalmari community is nowhere to be found. The Kadamari community is nowhere to be found. Alau community is nowhere to be found. Gongolo is nowhere to be found. So it has affected us drastically. So we need a holistic approach. His presence is good and is appreciated by all of us. But we are calling and begging the federal government, including myself, who happens to be the chairman of national security, will advocate for that. And I call Mr. Speaker, and he has promised that a proper investigation will be carried out to avert such situation, not only to Borno, but the entire dams in the country to be utilized for agriculture and for other energy resource opportunities.
We deliberately wanted you to have the opportunity to clearly communicate what the expectation is from the federal government, and you did a good job in expressing what you would want the vice president to do beyond showing up physically, which you said you appreciate. However, there are many Nigerians around the country, even across the world, who would love to support the Borno State government right now. They would love to send food, send clothes, maybe send mattresses. Is there a way that Nigerians can offer humanitarian support to the people of Borno right now?
Yes.
What would be the way they can reach out?
You know, Maiduguri is being all the humanitarian actors for close to a decade now. All of them are on ground. But, you know, they work with a budget and they work with a plan. I want them to include it to their HNO, that's the humanitarian need overview. This time allow, as I said it clearly to the Vice President, that we need a durable solution that will bring an end to this catastrophe, because this one is a catastrophe.
Oh, sir, I don't think you got my question, sir.
It's going there.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I'm asking for is if it will be possible for the commissioner of maybe humanitarian services within Borno State, or the commissioner for health, to release a number or this what they call this GoFundMe, so that Nigerians can contribute to getting aid to them. I'm not talking about the established authorities, the ones, the NEMA. I'm saying the average, somebody watching this show now can donate a trailer of rice or a trailer of corn and say, I want to pay for a trailer of corn to get to the IDP camps. How can they do that? Is there a platform, or would you want to release that information to us? Maybe we could take it on the show tomorrow so that people find a way to help
I think this is a very good observation. This is a very good initiation. I will discuss with His Excellency the Governor to set up a high-powered committee, including the Commissioner of Health Information, Commissioner of Humanitarian, and then the State Coordination Management of the Emergency Management, for such kind of avenue and forum where Nigerians and well-wishers to donate to this relief fund. This is a very good observation, and we are very much happy and thank you for this thought. And I promise you we will include TPC and you people to coordinate and fast track. If need be, I will contact personally for you to design such a program so that we'll present it to the government and we'll do it. This will go a long way, not only to Borno State, as brother keep us in our common heritage, that such kind of situation will never happen. There are transparency in discharging such duties, and you people in the media are not only reporting what it is exactly, but you have even contributed to the humanitarian development. May God reward you for such idea and initiation, and I will pass your message. This is a welcome. Even if the government denied not to partake, I will do it under myself, and transparently we will champion that in partnership with you. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Honorable Satomi. You've been, at least I'm sure people have gotten a bit more information on what is going on there. And our heart goes out to everyone in your constituency, the entire people that have been affected by this flooding, those that are still looking for their loved ones. And we pray that God would help them reunite with them, and God will limit the casualties to the barest minimum and give wisdom to all of you leaders to ensure this doesn't happen again. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll move on to other topics. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.